In chapter 9, what we will be doing is creating some eyebrows, or in this case, we're going to create the eyebrows that we have here on the left over to the right. So let's just jump into perspective view for a second here. So we can just take a look at what we have. So as you can see, we have Paint Effects eyebrow attached to our model May here. Now, if you've noticed, and I'm sure you probably noticed because you look in a mirror, at least I hope you look in the mirror, no two eyebrows are the same. So what we'll be doing is we'll be creating some eyebrows to our right side there. As you can see, we have sample density at 3, seed at 1, min clip at 0.1, max clip at 0.95, and of course our values for normal direction, -1, -1, and 1 for X, Y, and Z. Let me just go all the way back up. Our global scale is at 1, as you can see there. Under creation, our length min and our length max is at 0.1 and 0.150. So we'll be working with that. Get paintbrush again here. Gonna go down to hair and select eyebrows. Alright, so that's the one we're going to be using to create our eyebrows here. So I already have it selected, of course. I just wanted to show you all which one we'll be using. So let me just navigate in a little bit. And of course, paint from your left to your right. Just following the textured eyebrow we have here as a guide. There we go. So let's go up and change a few things. Okay, first off, let's change C to 1. Let's go and sample density to 3. We have the same values so far for that. Let's keep working. I want to change our min clip to 0.1. There we go. But I guess I could probably increase that a little bit. Let's make it 0.50 because remember, we don't want the eyebrows to look too exact. Alright, and now we'll make the max clip 0.950. So as you can see, what that basically does is it gives you the opportunity to adjust how much area that you want your paint effects eyebrows in this case to cover on the area that you've already painted. So whether you want to clip the front area, which is the max clip, or the back area, which is the min clip, that's what that does for you, which is under end bounds. Alright, so let's adjust our normals here. Alright, so we want something similar to that, but not totally. So make that 1. And 1. And -1. That's actually not too bad. Alright, I'm beginning to think that maybe we should make this one thin and add some additional hair to that. But let's keep working with this a little bit and see what we get first before I make any additional adjustments here. So that actually looks pretty good. So let's change that to -1. Let's see what we get here. Okay, and let's make that value as well -1. Alright, that actually looks pretty good. Hmm. Yeah, I'm beginning to like how this one is looking as opposed to the left one. So let's see. Alright, what values do we have here? Okay, so we have -1, -1, and 1 there. So let's adjust that to 1. Okay, so we can increase the flow a little better. And let's see. So adjust some more values here. Ah, alright, so let's adjust this a little bit. Let's make that one 1. Okay, much better. That's what was going on there. Let's make that one our brush width 0.2. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Alright, so that matches up pretty nicely. Okay. Alright, let's come down here. So our length, min, and max seem to be fine. Let's see what our values are for our right. Okay, so they're the same. That's pretty good. Just taking a look at everything else. That seems to be okay. Alright, so let me jump back into our front view just to see how that looks. Okay, that's much better. But now that I'm thinking about it, I may add a second eyebrow black stroke at the front, and the remainders could be nice and thin. But first things first, let me just rename this one here. Underscore right. Now, if you're looking at the actual eyebrows, you notice that the front is actually a lot thicker than the ones at the back. So what I think I will do is I'll add an additional paint effect eyebrow on the left and the right at the front. I think that might work best for what we have here. Let's change that to 0.2. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Yeah, I think that works good. Yeah, I think what we will do is make our adjustments from the front, as you can see there. So what I'll do is I'll just make this 1.2, and that's a lot thicker. And this one, I'll make that 0.2 as well. Alright. It looks a little better. is, alright, let me go back to the left and see what the left has. You see, I just want to get this looking just right, but I don't want them to be too exact. Yeah, I don't want them to be perfect symmetry, the left and the right, so I'll just pull that back a little bit for the min clip on the left. Let's make that, let's try the same thing and see how they look. Alright, I guess that's a little better. So yeah, now I think I've gotten the thickness of the left and right eyebrows looking a little better. Alright, so before I even do that, let me make some adjustments here. I think that might be a little too thick for what we want to do next. So I'll make that 0.7. Let's make that a little thinner, 0.4. Ah, that's a little better. Let's see, let's just zoom in a little bit to make sure that this looks just right. Okay, you know what? Yeah, that looks fine. Alright, so I'll name that eyebrow black right. And let me just do the same thing for this one. 0.4 seems to be perfect for what we want. Okay, and let me just name that underscore left. Let me just save a preset there. Next, I want to keep the values similar. Who knows, I may end up using those same values in the future, so it's always good to keep that. And now let me just paint in another one right about there, just to simulate that small to large look that we want. Okay, that looks good. Alright, so let me just name this one appropriately. Alright, so we'll call that thick underscore left. That's eyebrow black, thick underscore left. Yeah, the brush width is fine. Let's turn on use normals. Alright, and let's adjust this a little bit. And let's try X at 1. Yeah, that's not too bad. That actually looks pretty good. Let's do the same thing for this one now. Start about there. Okay. Alright, I think that looks good. And we'll turn on use normals again. And let's adjust this to -1 this time. So let's see what we get. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Alright, so as you can see, the left and the right is not exact, but it looks really good. Let me just rename that quickly. Or thick underscore right. Okay, so I think we got what we need here for our eyebrows. Alright, I'm gonna just take one last look, just make sure That looks just fine. Let's just jump into our front view here. Alright, so as you can see, we have the hair on the eyebrows going from small to large by just using two different paint effects. In this case, eyebrow black for two for the left, two for the right. So as you can see right there, let me just change that. It's a little too much. Just make it 14. It looks a little better now. Yeah, 15 was a little too much. So you can see the flow on either side is perfect. So what we'll be doing in our next chapter here, but before I do that, before I explain that, let me just go up here to our channel box editor, and let me just put that in a new layer. And we will name that May underscore eyebrows. And let's just give it assign a nice color to it. Change that to a reference so that I don't accidentally select that. Okay, good. So in our next chapter, I will show you how to render paint effects here in Mental Ray.